What's up, everyone? Here to do Hunter x Hunter episode 97. And man, this week's episode was pretty simple, but I enjoyed it. We got definitely some cool revelations and some things that I'm sure you guys wanted to know about also that we finally get to find out. But I guess I'll let you guys know what I thought about the whole entire episode. So the episode starts off with Phaeton and the Queen fighting, and I want to say this, like, I don't know about you guys, I haven't really seen people move this fast, like, in Hunter x Hunter. Like, this was like DBZ level fast. Like, it was just super quick everywhere, but everyone's actually saying that he's lost his touch. Or actually, I'm sorry, he says that he lost his touch, and this would be a good time to get his touch back. And right after that, we go to Shizuku versus the Spider and or like her under second in command or whatever, and they're fighting, and she keeps making her vacuum appear and reappear, so we can pretty much confirm that her power is a conjured power, because we know conjured powers are things that you can just make appear or reappear out of nowhere. And right after that, the Spider's like, yeah, she's not too bad, but I'm gonna have to use this. So he uses this huge weird thing called Love Spider or Love Net or something like that, and it ends up covering her. But what she ends up doing is she ends up slipping out of her clothes and leaving the vacuum in and just making it reappear. And we also find out her number, so she's trope number 8, so that means she's the 8th strongest, I guess. And right after that, they like talk about how they know each other's power and it won't happen again. And she says it doesn't matter because me and Blinky, which is the name of our vacuum, won, and we could keep some distance now. And then she pretty much just sucks the blood out of him. And yeah, he tries to cover up, but it's definitely not working. And one thing I want to ask, because I know one of her like conditions, she can't suck up living things. So is blood not a living thing? Like, I don't know. I was kind of confused about that part, but I guess it's not living because it's just in our body, but we need it to live. Like, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. If there's a further explanation, definitely let me know. But right after that, Calico, or Calito, is Kill's sister. And by the way, I just feel like it's very interesting for us to like see things from her perspective, because she's not really in the trope, and I don't know, I just enjoyed that. And she is just like in shock, because like I said, these guys, they're everywhere. The Queen and Phaeton, they're like everywhere because they're so fast. And man, it just makes me wonder, like, when will Golden Kill get to that level? Like, because clearly, like, they're, like she says, they're on another level. And she says like how fast they are, and she also notices that the other trope members are already there, and she's like kind of semi pissed, and she thought that she could become number 2 in no time, but I don't know what she was thinking. But she says she can't catch up, and he's on a different level, and they were all saying that he isn't even at full strength. Oh my gosh, it just makes me wonder. Like, first of all, I want them to keep fighting ants. That's first things first. Like, I don't know if they're gonna help Golden Killa, but I don't see them fighting one of the Royal Guards. I honestly see one of the trope members having to help them out or something, because like, if she's on that level, and like, I'm pretty sure the Royal Guards are stronger than Zazan, even with all the people she's absorbed and all that. Like, I'm pretty sure she's not Royal Guard level, and like, I don't think Golden Killa combined could beat Phaeton. Like, so I don't know. I really don't know how they're gonna fight the Royal Guard. Like, they're gonna have to either use some cheap tactics or something. Like, I honestly have no idea. But also I wanted to say how Kaluto, I don't know why she would think that she could come up that fast. Like, she obviously knows like how strong they are, but like, I don't know what would make her think that. I don't know. This is another thing. But right after that, she's notices that Faden is getting faster, and he like almost gets her, and he ends up damaging her face by like shooting something out of his umbrella. And she is pissed, and she's pissed because like all his friends are there, so that means clearly her underlings are wiped out, and she is just furious. But right after that, Zazan is so pissed that she powers up and like turns into this huge like monster looking thing. And after she like turns into the monster, Faden actually like attacks her immediately to finish her off, and he uses Kyo, which is just like focusing Aurora in a specific spot to attack, and it ends up leaving the rest of his body defenseless because she swipes at him because it breaks his sword. It's not strong enough against that body, and she swipes at him, and she sends a little Aurora with it, and it ends up actually damaging him a little bit in like internally. And Kaluto says that they're insane because like before this they're all talking about, well, if he loses, who's next? Like, they're not even worried one bit. Like she says, it definitely gave me the impression that these people are crazy because like they're not even thinking of this as a dangerous situation. And it just also makes me wonder, like, because I like the trope personally. Like, I know that Kurapika obviously want to see the battle between Kurapika, Go, Leodio, and all them against the trope, but I want to see like other powerful nin users come at the trope and just see like how they react, if they're actually strong, or them fight like some top tier Chimera ants or something. But right after that, she, like I said, she says they're crazy, and she realizes how outclassed she is. She's like, wow, like I'm not even close. Like, I can't compare. Like, she's, in my opinion, from what we've seen, she's clearly the weakest person in the trope. Like, I can't think of anybody weaker than her. But she talks about how but she's gonna tough it out because she wants to get her brother back. And that also raises another question in my head. Is she talking about Kiwa? And if she is, what does she mean get him back? And also, like, could she be talking about I forgot his brother's name with the I know what his name looks like, but I definitely can't say Ilwu or something like that. But is she talking about him? Like, what does she mean? I'm definitely curious about that. But right after that, Faden starts saying, "You piece of crap, know your place," and he starts to power up. And this really shocked me because we all know how fearless the trope are. We know this, and oh my gosh, everybody says run for it. Oh my gosh, he's mad. He snapped. Run for it. And Kaluto's like, what? What's going on? Like, he's just like, when he loses it, like he hits everything that's around him. We have to leave. And oh my gosh, he just does this sick power up, and he actually uses a conjuring ability. I'm not exactly what it's sure, but he made that suit, I guess. And right after he used a transmuting ability that turns his pain into the sun, and he burns this bitch to a pulp. And oh my gosh, it just once again shows off how creepy these like trope people are, how messed up they are. He's laughing this whole time. He says, "Oh, run for it. What happened to that strong body of yours?" And he is just laughing, and the queen is just like in agony, or Zaza, and I forget, I call her the queen because she calls herself that. And she cannot take it. She's just being burned to crisp. And yeah, he pretty much burns her to death, and he's laughing, and he's saying, oh my gosh, this is what really got. He says, "You should have hit me more. Maybe you would have had a quicker death. It wasn't even that bright." I was like, what? So, like, what happens when somebody really messes him up? Like, it definitely raises another question in my mind, but pretty simple ending. Right after he beats that, matter of fact, we see this huge explosion. Everybody has to leave the building is how big this explosion is, but right after that, as they're walking out, all the ants are ex-humans that she turned into ants. She has to, or they want to be wiped out because they don't want to live like this because they thought they might revert back. So the trope, they say they won't kill them, but they said attack us and die with pride, and it just also makes me like them a little more, and especially Figs because he's one of my favorite people in the trope. But as they're walking out, they get a call from Nobunaga, and he needs some help, I guess, and it just makes you wonder, or I at least hope, like, now I think we're going to go back to the main fights, but honestly, I would not mind if we took a break and watched the trope fight some really cool ants, and yeah, that's pretty much the episode. And they also make fun of Fix at the end because he says he can't wait because he wants to, like, boss to be back to normal, I assume is what he's talking about. And Faden and I forgot his guy, the manipulator, the, like, the only normal looking guy in the trope, says that you're like a girl with a crush. It was funny. That was the episode, and I enjoyed it. It was cool, definitely, to see Faden power up. And yeah, first of all, I wonder what number he is in the trope because he's obviously ridiculously strong. And they said he was number 5 when it came to arm wrestling, so he's clearly physically strong. But yeah, like I said, I just hope that we get to see a little more of them in this arc and see them take it on some ants. Honestly, like I said earlier, I really can't see Gold and Killua being able to fight a royal guard. Honestly, it would make no sense, in my opinion, because Phaeton was only fighting Zazan, and, like, obviously she wasn't that big of a deal to him, but they couldn't fight, like, they couldn't fight Phaeton. I don't think they could. And even the chairman said that Neferpitu was stronger than him, but obviously I don't think that's completely true. But still, it just makes me wonder what level the trope are on, honestly, and hopefully they're going to be of help this arc. And another question I wanted to raise, like, how will Killua and Gon ever be able to fight the trope? Like, we know that Kurapika wants to, like, kill all of them, and I assume that Gon and Killua will help him with this. Like, not necessarily kill them, but at least subdue them and let Kurapika maybe, like, put a nin seal on them so they can never use it again. But I don't know, it just makes you wonder, like, how can they ever fight them into that level? And also, like, what allies will they gain by then to fight them? Because they're clearly, like, very superior nin users. But yeah, that's all I have. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks.